Hey everyone, it's Kat Kabira, live from my home office in Bali. It's the afternoon. So for this week's Cat Chat, I actually had a whole different topic I was going to talk about. But admittedly, I started experimenting with my lipstick because I love makeup. And when I'm in Portugal, when I'm in Italy, there's almost like this vibe when I go there that inspires me to dress up. You know, it inspires me to wear like nicer dresses and pretty shoes and all my earrings, and just to have take my time massaging my face, you know, when I'm putting my oils and serums in and putting on makeup. And with the climate here, and just kind of like driving around on a motorbike and you know, having a helmet always on your head, and you know, it's quite humid, so we're just sweating all the time. I am quite au naturel. And I do tend to veer towards them. I mean, despite this bright red lipstick, like I'm very much a natural person. You see my all, this is all real. Like silvers are here. This is my hair, right? And I've always been interested in, if we really take good care of our health, you know, what beauty comes from that. So I decided I'm actually going to give you like a little sharing of what I've learned. You know, I'm in my 40s, and I'm just interested in, you know, how can I take care of my skin better? How can I keep my hair from graying and, you know, not have split ends? So I'm just going to share things, okay? So I only wear makeup that I know is really safe for me. And I do a lot of research on this. So this line, which is actually called the Lip Bar, okay? The Lip Bar, it's a vegan company in the States. What I like about it is that it, along with being vegan, along with being, you know, not testing on animals, along with making sure that there's nothing toxic in the ingredients, because there's such toxic chemicals in most conventional makeup products. They also cater to all skin types, all colors. And, you know, like, because there's a wide range of colors that our skins can have, from really light to like beautiful, deep, rich darks and browns. And I even found when I was in Australia, when I was stuck there in 2020, I went out to buy like just even some tinted moisturizer, and my skin type was too dark for what they were catering for. And I'm like, this is so interesting. And I thought about like, well, wait a minute, like all my friends who also have darker skin than me, like shit, you know, you go shopping and you're kind of like, nope, you know, nothing available for your skin type. So, you know, what I love about this company is that it just really caters to everyone's skin, which is so important. So they don't even know that I buy their products. So no one's paying me for any of this. So yeah, the Lip Bar, you can buy it on Amazon. They've got an amazing website. They've got, beyond just like lipsticks, they've got makeup. My other favorite makeup company, again, which is like hypoallergenic, you know, cruelty-free, and also, you know, making sure there's no toxicity that you're putting on your skin. Eye of Horus, which I'm sure looks backwards. But what's beautiful about them is it's an Australian company. They ship internationally. They've got amazing like gold metallics. They've got all the basics, but you know, I tend to, if I'm going to put something on, I either will have my makeup so you don't know I'm wearing it, or you'll actually, you know, I go a little like pizzazz. So Eye of Horus in Australia, like my new favorite. They're so fun, and all their packaging is so pretty. And, you know, it's like, it makes you feel special when you've got pretty packages. Okay, last two. So my absolute favorite, just for like skin care, where it's like, because I have been playing in the sun since I was really young. Like I've always had darker skin. I tan really easily. But of course, this hyperpigmentation happens. And I have searched for a long time for something that makes my skin really like even out. So Bamboo Earth, okay? They've got this facial serum. It's amazing. Where when I came back, I used it for like 9 months, and I got back to Bali and people were like, what have you done to your skin? And it's like, I put this on every day. I love their products, and you could literally eat everything that they put in their jars. And everything's in a glass jar. There's no plastic. So they are by far, it's an American company. They are by far like my favorite company ever. And the final thing, and especially when we talk about teeth, it used to be really traumatizing for me to go to the dentist, both because of being bulimic, so I like really messed up my enamel for a little bit, but also when I thought I was eating healthily, and actually I was still damaging my teeth. So I wasn't soaking my nuts. My body doesn't process like phytates very well. I wasn't eating enough protein. And so even when I'd recovered from my eating disorders, I found that like it was truly traumatic to go to the dentist. And so it wasn't until I went to a holistic dentist, who, by the way, just does ear acupuncture on me while I'm getting a cavity filled. I like fall asleep. I leave feeling really happy and relaxed. You put me at a regular dentist, you give me Novocaine, I'm allergic, right? It takes a week for me to recover from it. Like my whole body goes into this like thing. So, not to mention just getting the teeth cleaning, like it's for most of us, it's like scary sounds, scary feelings. So I love going to see him. And along with the ear acupuncture he does, he just said, look, you've got to change your diet. Like you've got to eat more protein. And you've got to eat animal protein, which was tough for me because I was a vegan at the age of 14. And that's a whole separate conversation. I am not promoting veganism, I'm not promoting any diet, but what I am promoting is, what I have found is if there's stuff going on with your teeth or your hair or your nails, your diet is going to have a lot to say about it. Even energy levels. I have clients where they're like, oh, I'm so tired. And, they'll think that they're like having an emotional process. And I'm like, can you just send me your diet for a week and let me see what's going on? Also, I'm not a nutritionist, but I am an eating disorder therapist, and we have been trained in how to work with food diaries, and also just in my own cervical care, because I had cervical dysplasia. Basically I had to change my diet. I take some supplements, but it's all diet focused. So, we are what we eat. So the game changer for my friends where it's like your teeth are really soft or sensitive is make sure you're really soaking your nuts, and then just put them in your oven. You can either like roast them or you can activate them and just have them on a lower heat setting. Raw nuts are going to really mess up your teeth. And the other thing is that if you are open, check out what kind of protein you're having. The easiest thing, and again, there's a lot of ethics around it, and if you are going to eat animals, my opinion is we go for what's ethically sourced. We go for what's grass-fed. We know the farms where we're getting our food, which of course is easier in some countries and harder in others. But both taking care of our animals, because if we eat animals, we're also going to be eating the consciousness that they had while they were dying. But also, we're eating all the pesticides that they're taking in as well. We're eating their environment. So the game changer for me was, I think it's Weston Price, Dr. Weston Price, who's now dead. His whole take on dental care was all about diet. And he was studying different cultures to see who has really good teeth care, just by how they function versus the other people where, where does the health of the teeth go downhill? And yeah, like the big proponent, like the takeaway is the modern day, like more paleo style diet, but he said if we actually paid attention to, if we're eating animals, where they're coming from in the source, actually as a global nation, we would be taking care of the state of our planet and also the state of how we're raising these creatures that we are eventually, going to eat. It's like it's all connected. And that's something that even if we choose, like I was I was a vegan for a very, very, very long time. In a way, I felt like I could take, just by not eating them, that was how I was doing my part. But all of a sudden, for health reasons, like having to eat animals again, like I really had to pay attention more. Like it got me way more intimate. I couldn't turn my eye anymore. It was like, okay, how am I going to get involved this way? And what does it mean to bring a consciousness to these animals that we're eating? So this is, God, I definitely want to be careful because, God, I feel like the whole world can just go on these long talks about the ethics of our animals, and it can almost separate us. And there's so many layers to it. So this is not me pushing any of my beliefs on anyone. But the biggest game changer for me actually was when I was 19. I lived in West Africa, and being in a place where food was very scarce and very sacred. Like I would show up to a village and as a vegan, and they would say like, oh, like we're gonna sacrifice a goat for you, and I felt like an asshole. Like, wow, I'm so privileged that I get to choose all my food choices. I get to choose being vegan. I get to choose being anorexic. Like the beauty standard was actually to be much larger, and all the women would look at me like, why? You're just not attractive. Like, whereas, in other standards, I was underweight, but I was like the beauty norm, right? And it really kind of opened my eyes a bit of who am I as a woman, and who am I as a woman of privilege as well, and what the fuck am I doing? So, but also I went, when I came back from West Africa, I was in a big shock for a year, just kind of reconciling the world I was living in Niger, not Nigeria, Niger, and just being back in American culture. And I worked on an organic farm for a while after that, just to get more intimate with, like, how are we growing our vegetables, and what is that process of being organic, and what does it mean to be sustainable on the planet, and also, if we're going to be raising animals and if we're going to eat them, like, what is that process in a sustainable way, and how do we do it with compassion? So it's those are books right there that I'm talking about, but that's kind of the background behind some of the choices that I made. And of course, as humans, our choices continue to evolve as we get more information, as we continue to have new experiences. So, for teeth, what I would encourage you to look at is, what is your diet? And I love, and this is super cheap, it's like, I think it's $6 US, Uncle Harry's alkalizing toothpaste. I know all the words are written backwards, but whatever. It's clay-based. It's got a bunch of essential oils, and also has calcium carbonate and colloidal silver and other things. All I know is that ever since I started brushing with this, and there's also like a little mouthwash you can have, I haven't gotten any cavities. My teeth started their whole point is they've got a whole like remineralization line. And dentists, like, the plaque is a lot less. They're always impressed, like, oh wow, whoa, it's been 2 years since you've gotten your teeth cleaned, but what's your health care like? What's your dental care like? Yes, I floss, but this, like, even when I go to like acupuncturists and anyone who's like examining my mouth, they're like, wow, like, what are you doing? So this stuff is amazing, and they've got all these different flavors, and it smells good and it tastes good. They've got like cinnamon, peppermint, spearmint, and it's so healthy for you. Even if you've got a cold, what I love is like the essential oils are actually really helpful if you have a cold. So this is my like cat chat beauty line that will be quite intermittent. This might be a one-off. But it's important because, especially, and I'm speaking mostly to women, though, for men, this is important. It's important for all of us. It's, especially if you're more sensitive, your body will your body won't agree with certain toxic products. Like you just don't get to choose it. Like I know that, like, I used to dye my hair all the time because it was fun, but it actually would give me headaches, like the hair dye. So, I'm looking at like, how do if I stay here till I'm 90 or 100, how am I going to stay hot, right? I'm actually learning how to make my own shampoo, and I'm taking a course and learning about the chemicals and chemistry, and when are sulfates good and when are they bad, and all about like, well, anyway, that's a whole other course. But what I will say finally is I have no split ends. I have not cut my hair in 14 months. And the only difference that I had, because I still haven't switched over to the best shampoo yet and the best conditioner. Like I'm still researching, right? Though my hair does smell good. But I don't have any split ends because I eat so much protein. So for my friends who are especially 40 plus, it's really going to help your hormones. It's going to help your hair. If you're open to eating animals that are sustainably sourced and taken care of, like, that will really, really, really help. So, and the final thing too is just like paying attention. Like I love oiling, and I bought this like handmade coconut moisturizer that I use every day, and just taking that time to like massage, that it's like, especially a lot of us are so unkind to our bodies, and it's like, oh, your skin doesn't look right, your shape doesn't look right. There's so much hatred that we turn towards our body, and what would it be like just to like pay attention to the details? Like I love just kind of giving myself a slow massage, especially things like hands and joints, like the places that you would want someone to massage, but it's rare to actually get someone who can really like get in there the way you want, and just like, giving love to the skin. And again, I'm always amazed just by like really taking the time. Always go upward with the motion, right? But just taking that time to really massage in. Like I notice that my face always looks happier, and it's going to bring more like light and brightness to the face if you just like massage your oils and serums in. So this is my impromptu cat chat inspired by my brand new bright red magic lipstick. And I just hope that you're happy wherever you are. I'll do some sharing on some more serious topics soon, but teeth care is serious, hair care is serious, skin care is serious. Allowing ourselves to be beautiful, like that's important. And what I will say, actually, on a more serious note, is I really rejected my being beautiful, and I really rejected my femininity for a long time. Like when I was probably age 4 to 9, I wanted to be a boy, and I had short hair, and I called myself Christopher. And it, although I do have some masculine energy, like I'm definitely, identify as a woman, and but I wouldn't let myself. It didn't feel safe. I had sexual trauma at a very young age. And, once you get marked, you're marked, and for my friends who've had sexual trauma when you're really young, like it follows you, because there's something in your energy field. And so I had to do a lot of work around that of feeling safe in my body, feeling safe being seen, not feeling like someone's going to go out and grab me. And, until I finally owned that, which I finally have now, my coping mechanism was like, I'm not going to be a woman, and I'm going to put big muscles on and kind of try to have like a dude body. I'm going to starve myself and lose my breasts in my period. I'm going to get fat because that's another way to protect. I should have been an actress because my body can shapeshift really easily. So I created so many different defenses because I just didn't feel safe being seen. I felt like the moment you see it, you're going to do something to it and it's going to hurt. So it took a long time to want to grow my hair out. I shaved it again when I was 25. I went through another, I'm going to be a boy back then. And it's been quite a journey to appreciate my femininity, and also the softness and the intuition and, so many aspects to it. So, that's why I think I get so much pleasure now of just kind of reclaiming, of just wearing pretty clothes. And I get so much pleasure out of it. And I'm not saying that's like the way to be a woman. I'm not saying that like makeup, hair, nails, and all that is like the woman thing. But the fact that I harmed myself and wouldn't allow myself to be seen, no matter what gender we identify as, like our mission here on this planet is to be seen. So I guess I'm sharing my little love tips on, especially those of you who want to go the non-toxic route, of how I do it. I mean, come on, my hair, this is good hair, right? That's diet, baby. Diet. Fat and protein. Sending lots of love from Bali, and I'll see you soon.